Welcome to the Office Administration Trade. During this lesson, you will see two videos detailing what an administrative assistant does. We will also discuss other options and other career paths that you can springboard to once you are finished with this trade. Make sure you follow along in the workbook, and let's begin.
If you enjoy working with people, using computer applications, and have strong communication skills, think about becoming an administrative assistant. As an administrative assistant, you'll be responsible for creating documents, compiling and organizing information, managing record systems, and a wide array of other office tasks. We sat down with an administrative assistant to get the message.
Hi, my name is Jody St. Jean. I'm an administrative assistant at Curry Communications, which is an event management firm. An admin assistant basically does all of the core capabilities of the business. An administrative assistant can be found in pretty much any business environment. You need someone to do all the core jobs at a company, and there are quite a few of them, and depending on the company, the smaller the company, the more broad your duties. Generally, when I report in the morning, the first thing I do is I turn on my computer. I need to be ready at my desk to respond to emails and answer the telephone as required. Depending on the time of month, I'm either working directly on client work or working on month end if it's towards the end of the month. So my duties really vary from everyday communications on email, phone, in person for the business. I'm the front face of the company. I do accounting duties such as invoicing and any other sort of financial communications with our clients, for example. I am also responsible for the social marketing of the company currently. In addition to that, I'm responsible to make sure that the office runs as a whole. A big part of an administrative role is you're there to assist the company as a whole, as well as all the individual players in the company. You're kind of like a central hub. If anybody needs help with anything, they relay it to you. One day you might be mostly answering the phones because they tend to be ringing quite often. Another day you might be doing a lot of errands. You might be running around and dropping off the mail. You might be picking up office supplies, groceries, or even particular items related directly to the clients that you work with. Being organized and having an appropriate filing system is very important. Filing enables the company to be organized, to find those records later when they need them. It's very important that you organize the filing in a way that you are comfortable with and you can find the information, because guess who needs to go back and find the records later when they need them? One of your most important duties is to make sure that you are being the face of the company when people walk through the door. You need to greet them with a smile and then ask them what we can help them with. Whether it's speaking directly to an employee, whether they just need help with dropping off a resume, or they're looking for information. Originally, I was interested in event management and I got my event certification. After then, I became interested in business. I just found that an administrative position at an event management firm was quite the perfect fit.
When I'm looking for an administrative assistant, what I'm looking for is several things. That person has to be very polished and very professional, courteous and pleasant, and have a really good work ethic, willing to go the extra mile and be able to demonstrate that.
The role of an administrative assistant is part skill-based and part personality-based. You do need to be a people person. You need to be able to interact with people appropriately, professionally, and in a friendly manner. There are very few safety concerns when you're an administrative assistant. That being said, it doesn't mean it's not important to be very careful with ergonomics, your posture. You do spend a lot of time on the computer. You need to be careful that you're doing that appropriately. Advancement is a real possibility. If the company values you, they're generally willing to give you the training you need to move up. You learn so much about the company in that position that generally you are a great asset to the company. This position as an administrative assistant is really a stepping stone to the rest of my career. I love the position of an administrative assistant because I really enjoy working with other people. I was lucky enough to be in the industry that I love, and be a part of a company that is so successful is absolutely amazing.
Hi there. I'm an administrative assistant, and today I will show you a little bit of the work that I perform. I work in the Information Systems Department, and my typical day begins with checking to see if I have any voicemails, and then follow up with phone calls. On a daily basis, I assist my boss and team with both clerical and administrative duties. I work on various projects and get them done in order of high priority. I then check my emails using Outlook. Some mornings I have plenty of emails to go through and usually read through all of them and categorize them by importance by flagging them. My boss sends me projects through email, so I check my emails frequently throughout the course of the day. I also check my calendar using Outlook. Here is where I check to see my schedule for the day. I place due dates and even certain items that are required to be done that day on my calendar. I receive incoming mail and send outgoing mail daily. I also distribute the mail to my coworkers on a daily basis. I keep track of certain statistics, run various reports, and gather numbers using spreadsheets. I review survey results from customers and send to appropriate managers for their handling. Other duties may include secretarial and clerical support for the division, prepare and compose correspondence such as letters and memos. I answer phones. I send and receive faxes. I manage files both manually and on the computer. I usually create manila folders and organize them into a filing system. I keep my files organized on my computer for easy access, so when my boss asks for a certain file, I know exactly where to go for it. I Xerox. I can Xerox a copy of a letter or just getting certain reports packaged together for a specific meeting. I proofread various documents for spelling and formatting. I attend weekly staff meetings, take notes, and transcribe them. I also attend interdepartmental meetings and assist with various other subcommittee groups. I order office supplies for our department and keep track of inventory. I make sure all equipment is working properly, such as copiers, printers, phones, etc. If they're not working properly, I will call it in for a repair. What I do is very exciting, challenging, and I love coming to work every day.
Let's begin by looking at the Bureau of Labor Statistics employment projections. This report is prepared by Industry Field and gives a lot of great details, some of which we will look over in a moment. Let's start by looking at the website's layout. It is industry sector on this column, and then we're going to pay attention to the thousands of jobs column for 2008, 18, and the projection for 2028. And we want to see the percentage of change between the last decade and the upcoming decade. We want to find out what jobs are growing. Before we look at individual fields, I want to say that every industry, no matter what it is, it could be the music industry, it could be hospitals, it could be whatever, every industry has need of office and administration employees. So that's one of the great things about this trade, is that you can go into your dream field with the skills that you will receive as an OA student. So let's begin looking at the report. Financial activities. Financial activities is a growing field. You will notice that the jobs, and these are again 8,206.1 thousand jobs, and so it's a large number of jobs, and it is growing, and so it's projected to continue growing over the next 8 years. Professional and business services, growing immensely, but from 17.7 to 22.6. Educational services is growing from 3,000 to 4,000, and these again are thousands of jobs. So I can't even compute the number in my head right now. Healthcare and social assistance is growing 16 to 23,000. Leisure and hospitality is growing from 13 all the way up to 17.9. Other services, it's hard to describe what that might be, but it is growing as well, 6,000 to 6.7. Federal government. I was taught that federal and state and local government were great careers, and they are great careers. But if you'll notice, they're the only ones that are actually growing slowly or decreasing. And so you have to be careful as the economy changes, sometimes even governments downsize. The next page of the report gives a closer look at the office and administrative support fields. And it does start with a banner that says that the field is likely to shrink actually because of technology. And the takeaway here is that you must learn technology skills to be valuable for your company. Things that were done 10, 15 years ago by a person are now being automated. A prime example is the fast food industry. You see people ordering with apps. You see when you walk in, there's a kiosk where you can pay, where you can order. You can do everything while somebody in the back cooks your meal. So you must stay on top of technology. So let's look at the listing of jobs. And so the first column is an alphabetical list of jobs, and the second column is a summary of each of those jobs. The third column is a description of the entry-level education. Now, it does mean entry-level. For example, I know that in police, fire, and ambulance dispatchers, those areas, yes, you can get in with a high school or equivalent, but you do need to pursue higher education to make it to supervisor levels and have a better career. Then, of course, the last column is about pay. This is the median pay. And so you can sort this graph on the website. You can sort it by pay, by education, by summary, or by occupation alphabetically. Let's go ahead and take a look at the individual jobs here. I want you to read the occupation, the summary, the education, and the pay. As you're reading, most people find that the Postal Service worker is one of the higher paying jobs. If you were able to click on it on the website, you would find, however, that it is the one on the list that is shrinking. There are projected to be fewer Postal Service jobs in the future than there are now. So it may not be the career interest you want to pursue for long term. However, you can take advantage of it while it's still available. Go ahead and choose your favorite out of this list, and then open the packet and begin reading the long list of jobs within the office administration field. This will give you a broader horizon of thinking about what you can do with the OA trade. And even with these 100 jobs listed, this is certainly not a complete list. Go ahead and complete the worksheet, take the quiz, and get ready for the next section. Hopefully you've discovered some new interest within the office administration field. There is certainly a lot of variety available if you apply yourself and learn the skills that it takes to be valuable to the employers out there. Take some time, review the list, and dream a little bit about what you can become. At Phoenix Job Corps, we can give you the skills that you need to be successful, but you have to apply yourself. The old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, means that we can offer you the skills, we can teach the skills, but you have to learn and practice the skills. And practice means making yourself a master of what we're telling you. That's how you get to be the best. Good luck in your endeavors, and welcome to the office administration trade.